All right, we're back. Well, I'm back. KGC might be here tomorrow to help with this. Remains to be seen. Anyway, we're getting ready to go back down to the desert. Placer Pete's claim. You probably saw the previous videos on it. If not, go back and look for it. Good time. Desert mining outside of Barstow, California. But this time, we're not taking the Highbanker. Buford's not going. He's got other plans, and he's not able to make the trip. So I'm taking my recirc sluice. Well, we're going to build a recirc sluice. It's actually my dredge. We're going to convert it. So hang on, check it out, see what happens. All right, this is the piece in question. It's basically a Highbanker slash dredge, and water in here, and runs like a typical Highbanker, or connect the dry land dredge nozzle. And if you don't have one of these things are well made, first rate. They're made by Sam Baldwin at H&B Mining in Grass Valley. You got to have one of these. Look at this. Good welding, quality piece of equipment. It's even got the water for dry land dredging. This thing's super cool. Pairs up real nice with this. But that's not going to work where we're going. We're going to be in the desert. So we're going to convert this thing. Ideally, I'd like to get this size pump on here, but I'm having a problem finding the fittings to go from here to 1.5 inches right here. So I'm going to work on that. This is 1 1/8 here, and I just can't seem to find that fitting with a nipple on it like it needs, like this, to get on there. So my other option is to use this pump because it has a threaded piece in it. I'm sure I can take this out and convert this over enough to fit in there. Just not quite sure how yet. So stick around. Let's see what we get going here. Okay, as I just recorded that clip and went to put my dry land nozzle away, I'm like, man, I must have had a sudden case of dumbass or something. Because I think I can take this piece and get a reducer to fit in here. If I can thread this piece in here with the nipple, then I can nipple it right to this pump and we're in business. Reason being is this is a huge pump, 2,200 gallons an hour. We don't need that much water. It'll just run the batteries down. We're going to run off of solar anyway and a couple of batteries, but I'd rather not have to worry about it running down and getting out a generator and a charger and all the other business. So let's see what happens. And clearly it's going to involve a freaking trip to Home Depot. Never fails. Okay, got a good mock-up of the system here. Here's the Highbanker. If you're not familiar with how these work, dirt goes in here, water comes out here and here. Big stuff just drops out here. Everything else gets washed through to here. Comes out under there, down the sluice and into the bucket, which I think we're going to use for our tailings. I'm not sure yet. So that's going to go to there. Then we're going to put this pipe siphon over to here to this bucket, or tote, whatever you call it, from this tote to this tote, and then back to the pump, and then it goes right back up again to the fitting I still have to figure out tomorrow. So hopefully that's going to work like that. And I did notice when I bought, I didn't notice when I bought it, I noticed when I was putting it together, made in the USA. So that's good to see. Hopefully they'll hold up. So that's the gist of it. We're going to put a screen there, probably not that one. Screen here, maybe 2 screens in here, and a screen or 2 here to hopefully catch the sediment. So the water coming back up is pretty much, well, it's not going to be clean, but at least it'll be maybe less full of dirt, however you want to say it. But that's the goal, to run as much of this water as we can, so we don't have to go back and get more, because we're about 13 miles, I think, from a water source. And I've got about 35 or 40 gallons in my water bladder. KGC's got a 55-gallon drum. We're going to take them down empty and then fill them up. There's a truck stop 13 miles from the place. Once we get our stuff dropped off, we're going to run into town and fill those up with water. And then we hopefully will be set for the weekend and not have to go back. But if we do, it won't take all that long, maybe an hour or two, to go to town and get fresh water. So that's how it's looking. Let me go ahead and start putting things together here, and I'll get back to you. All right, I was able to get the fitting this piece here that's screwed into there, 1.5 inches, and then the 1 inch reduce. Actually, this piece is a reducer, and it fits in there all in one. And then there's the other fitting that we had. So I just put the hose on, I'm testing. It's leaking a little bit right here, so we gotta probably wrap some Teflon tape inside there and re-secure this so it doesn't leak. Okay, tightened up there. Everything's looking good. It's not putting a lot of water out, but considering we're just running some desert dirt, I think we'll be okay. So we're gonna try it. I might put another pump on here, see what it does. All right, got it kind of running, recirculating here. It's not a lot of water, but it's got good water pressure, so I think it'll be okay. The problem is we're losing a lot of water out this side, so we're gonna have to make sure we recover that, probably in a separate container. We can just dump it back into the system, but we're definitely gonna need to recover some of this water. Because just in the couple minutes I've been running it here, I've lost just about 1.5 gallons, almost 2 gallons. So let me work on that. All right, here's what we did. I added this piece of stair tread. Just put it right in here where this is. And these grizzlies are adjustable. So I raised them up all the way. We'll see how much water we get out now. See if we get more in the hopper and less in the bucket. So here we go. We're all gonna find out together. So I'm thinking we're getting more with this up higher. So give me a second, I'm gonna drop it down and see what changes. Yeah, big difference with it all the way down. So we'll probably run it that way. We'll have to get another tub, put under here, catch the overflow, and go from there. But we did cut out all this spray. Nothing spraying out now. I mean, this is gonna go up and down as dirt falls out. That'll be fine. Okay, if anyone's following along at home to make one of these, here's the connectors between these. This piece right here, I cut at 3 1/4, and these I cut at 7 1/4. And they will fit between the tanks. That one's gonna go there, just like that. You can see it's not all the way on the bottom because we don't want to be sucking up a bunch of sediment. So let's get this all put together, see if we can make it work. All right, it's up and running. Out of there, into here, through here, in here, back through the pump. All we do now is put the screens in and we can start testing it out. All right, for the screens, if you're using the same 14-gallon totes that I have from Home Depot, the top 17, 15, 9, and 9. There's a bit of an angle here, but I wasn't figuring it out. I think I'm just going to sand it a little bit, see if I can get it to square it just a hair. It's not super important, so we cover it with screen anyway, but just because we can, I'll make it look just a little bit better. And then we're going to paint them for waterproofing. All right, so there's the first frame put together. See, I got a little anal with it and got out the angle finder and trimmed it all up so it's real nice. So it's all glued together. It's got screws in it. I'm going to dry up, put the other two together, then we'll put a bunch of paint on them to help waterproof them. All right, slight hiccup, but we'll figure it out. One thing I didn't anticipate, the buoyancy of the wood. The screen and the wiring on it's not going to be enough to counteract the buoyancy, so we're going to have to figure out a way to secure it down. But we'll deal with that when we get closer. Okay, all the screens are in and secured. Look at that. The bungee cords fit across there just perfect. Everything's in there good. This is good. Okay, just he's finishing up the
bottle of water.
The bottle of water. He's on break again. Finishing up the, I don't know what we're calling that, dewatering.
Dewatering.
Actually, it's part of a water recovery system, that water that we were losing off of there. It's a significant amount, so it's good that we're saving it. So we're ready to test it here in a few minutes. All right, here comes the test. So a little drip, but not near as much. We're losing a lot out of here, though, a lot of spray. Look at how much we're losing off the... All right, we're gonna have to work on that. All right, found the solution. Piece of quarter round right there. Problem solved. Now our water loss is almost, oh, well, bucket's overflowing. But other than that, it's pretty minimal. Okay, for those of you regular viewers know that when KGC has a good idea, we publicize it. It's not very often he has a good idea, and he just had a good idea. We're trying to figure out how we were going to attach that quarter round. He says, just use the nailer. So I'm getting out the nail gun. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. KGC's got the dirt. We're going to power it up. We got our pump to pump out the other stuff. Actually, KGC good idea number 2. Bill's pump is right back into the sluice. Here we go. Oh, we already lost the phone. Let's just go with it. Uh-oh, here he goes. Slow down, Turbo. You're making a mess in my driveway. Look at this. In case you do all this, he's just going to leave. Oh, the huge freaking mess to clean up. It's choking up the water. Okay, stop. All right, now we're going to have to empty out the other one. Here comes that. Oh, that's a bad place for that. We're going to have to move that hose so it goes into the bucket. But you get the idea. Look at that. Should run that down pretty quick. So let me readjust that. Timeout. So we're pumping out the overflow tub. That's going to be a constant problem. I don't know if your little jigaboo thing, whatever the hell you called it, it won't keep up with that. Yeah, this pump here barely keeps up with it because we're running so much water. So we're going to have to just probably run that pump full time along with this one, but that's okay. But look at this. Got all the crap there. Hardly any crap there. No crap there. None there. So the screen system's working great. All right, this is a wrap up on the Highbanker desert Highbanker conversion, whatever you want to call it, recirculating. So we've got very little sediment in here, even less to none in here, and absolutely none in here. So this system with the 3 screens works great. The leak problem we're having is right here. There's a seam right up here where this header box connects to the sluice. So I'm going to take it apart and seal it from underneath. So that should solve that problem. This works, but we're going to replace these are 1 inch and they're not glued in. So we're going to pull them apart and we're going to replace these with 1 inch, but we're only going to drill probably the first half of it at best. So that'll keep the water more concentrated up here and not down here. So we'll probably have less blowing out and better washing up here. So those are the only changes we're going to make. Other than that, I think we're pretty much set. Oh, I'm sorry, one more. We're going to take that piece of 2 inch there and we're going to make another siphon from this tub down to this tub so we can eliminate this whole pump. It'll just draw out of there naturally like the rest of it does. So those are the changes we're going to make. Other than that, I think we're good to go, and we'll wrap this up here and we'll see you in the desert.